Fiifi-Manfred tactical analysis in the or YouTube, obviously. Good evening, and some people are see for a serial winner, be to say Pep Guardiola, to get to the point that I say, or person or remind the obvious a serial winner, then truly he's in a dark place. I am so serious. Say, Obi a top manager, only money or you're brilliant. I mean, when it comes to the Juma, in every facet, on your success, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Now, you do maybe. Now, if you opposite, I feel or Kai will say, oh, more if you might be saying that, might be saying that, might say that, let's hear you say, then it means that that person is in a very, very dark place. Manchester City are waiting to lose a game. 2-0, goals from Cody Gakpo, and you have defending Mohamed Salah. But that is not a story. In the course of the game, Joseph Guardiola, Ejina, Liverpool benching and him, Epejan in Sakosro, X-ray, Liverpool fans, any Man City fans in Akachom say, oh no, we're winning English Premier League 6 times, and it's the most for any single manager in the history of the competition. But obviously, the record that any ever or any good record, the thing is that social Joseph Guardiola, in the history of the English Premier League, there hasn't been a time at any team, back, club back, 11 points to come and win the league. It has not happened ever in the English Premier League. And this is the first time I say to me, see, that's a Pep and then a man to me turning around that. That's going to be the first time in the history of the English Premier League. Also, Pep Guardiola in 7 games, all competitions, not a single win. It started from Ruben Amorim Sporting CP side, the loss before against Tottenham Hotspur, then Tottenham Hotspur again, then of course Brighton and Hove Albion, and all of these games, and I'm a Pep Guardiola team baby of water, and then we must suffer another loss. Today, in terms of the English Premier League table, updated one, it is Liverpool here on top with 34 points. Then next to them, Arsenal and Chelsea tied on both points. Arsenal and Chelsea, 9 points separating both teams over there. Then there is Manchester City and Brighton and Hove Albion with 23 points, 11 points between Man City and team, my friend, and Liverpool. But see, the story in itself about coach your friend Arne Slot. For me, there isn't a single manager as impactful as Arne Slot this season. I will always go back to the conversation I had before the season began. I kept on saying, when you look at a jump from the Eredivisie to the English Premier League, a too steep a jump. So I did not really believe Arne Slot could turn things out. I mean, not turn things out because Liverpool were in a bad place. In fact, last season, Liverpool went as far as the last 5-6 games or so of the season. At most, the last 10 games, Liverpool were in it. I think about 2 losses or so in a bounce. And a club team moving out of the conversation for the title. But they were in there. So it's not a bad Liverpool team. But Arne Slot comes in and still all of us felt that it's going to be difficult. At least for me, I felt it was going to be difficult because the jump was too steep. Again, maybe because I've not really followed Arne Slot at Jumasa or Eredivisie him. But he comes in and for me, one of the best things I've always said about managers, and they say, some person how smart a manager and how good a manager is, just listen to when they talk. The best managers are always clear in their thoughts and their ideas. They never mince words. They are so clear, even the average person. Even when they use the most footballing jargons, which are mostly unnecessary anyway. But then again, that's what Arne Slot is doing. The communication here top notch. And one of the things that for me has set him apart. In fact, there's a colleague at work, Stylish Ofori, who is a proper true Liverpool fan. And every day, one thing about Arne Slot in Liverpool is that it is the in-game management. And then you come every time. And by the first time he said it, I've not really even taken a keen look at Liverpool's in-game management and Arne Slot's in-game management. And today, it was clear. In the second half, there was a point on a class Liverpool Man City for were attacking the channel and the line of a bunch of friend Trent Alexander-Arnold quickly, and Slot pulls out Trent Alexander-Arnold, replaces him with a more defensive player to block that channel because it was leaking. And for me, that's the most important. That's the difference. Again, Uti and Slot before this game, and he talks about the fact that yes, they've not done too many changes in terms of what they want to do on the ball, off the ball, in a standing manner. But really, the principles are the same. But it's essentially about risk reward. When do they want to play forward? When do they want to play a short pass? And one of the most important things is when you look at the first goal that Mohamed Salah created for Cody Gakpo, it is what Liverpool have been doing for a long time. Again, it is Trent Alexander-Arnold literally coming inverted, not maybe fully inverted, but literally coming inverted to become a deep line playmaker of a sort. And here you are, Trent Alexander-Arnold switching the point of view of the attack to find a branch friend Mohamed Salah. Then Salah, you see the thing with Salah is that, the thing with football is that when I was watching the game, now commentators Nick said they didn't see the Mohamed Salah page and team who said Cody Gakpo ever. But that's the thing with football and repetition and what they call automatisms. When we talk about football automatism, we are talking essentially about Neymar team, even when they close their eyes, or they're consistent on the training ground. And for me, that's a Liverpool automatism. Only did Chelsea there twice, I think 2 seasons ago, last season, and even not this season, last season. Every time the ball comes out, no, this season, one time there Chelsea, I think there was the Curtis Jones goal or so. From that same area, Mohamed Salah, born up on him, said there's going to be a deep run to the far post. So he plays it and kills it. He swells the ball. And then he goes into the far post. Again, he doesn't have to look because that is the pure footballing automatisms for Tima, your friend Liverpool. And for me, the Anfield crowd was excellent. One other thing, very important for Liverpool, and then their win against Manchester City was hinged on the intensity of the game. Because Liverpool went into the game, no necessity for a reaction. Now, if somebody wants a reaction and they come to play against you, you don't want to give them too much time to be comfortable in the game. One person more time, no more growing confidence. Now for them now, they begin to become arrogant and feel like they can come at you and play games and then hurt you. You don't want that. Now, what Liverpool did for the blast of the whistle, and I presume that was the game plan, and from the team talk of Anslot, in my head, I'm thinking, say, hey, I do a bit catch Liverpool for. And they say, Winnie, yeah, come at me. City for an air struggle to get results. See a bit impose your home match, see a started from the beginning of the game. You're aggressive, you're winning draws, you're pushing high, you're pinning on back, you're sustaining pressure, you're pressing, you're counter pressing you. And that's what Liverpool did at the opening of the game. Consistently sustaining pressure, pinning them back, recycling possession, going on and on and on and on and on and on to force Mancity to make lots of mistakes. And they did. They did, and that's when that Mohamed Salah, before that Mohamed Salah ball, Virgil van Dijk had hit the upright at some point in time. Liverpool had come close a couple of times in there. So obviously, Liverpool were coming close until that one for Mohamed Salah, and then definitely they got a success in there. So it's important to acknowledge the quality of Enzo of Arne Slot and the job he has done at Liverpool, and of course the team that he has done. They've not changed so much. It's just the same principles, but in the application of the principles. And it's very important in football when to go for when to play where, when to pass where. Those things then are assessed under what Jurgen Klopp I'm a Liverpool for Man City a huge time. I think that for City, it's just been a culmination of wrong decisions for a long time, but because they were winning in T, they are not focused on it. That's what sometimes success does even the most focused people in the world. When you consistently win, you really think that you are untouchable, and then you are what's the word? Say will be a immortal of a sort, and that's what City probably felt. Because why have we not really replaced Rodri? When I say really replaced Rodri, maybe say the likes of Calvin Phillips and Bayern, they've not really replaced Rodri. When I talk about really replace Rodri, I mean Matej Kovacic any proper replacement to Rodri. When I talk about really replace Rodri, I mean that Ekayi Gundogan is not a replacement to Rodri. When I say that, I mean even Matthias Nunes is not a replacement to Rodri. So they've not really replaced Rodri. Again, squad in AAG or more contract ended, and all of these uncertainties around it. And again, the issue is more psychological now. The City team can have the same principle, the same practice, the same thing, but then psychologically they may have issues because they have a team that right now is struggling from the mental point of view, and even started with Josep Guardiola the last time in the Etihad in the Champions League. So it's a tough time for them, for Manchester City, and of course, but for Liverpool, it's a good one for them. On the other hand, in the Spanish La Liga, it was an excellent time. But just before we go on to the Spanish La Liga, no, this is it for Manchester City. The number of games are Omelusu Torian was Omelusu 2-1, Omelusu 2-1 to Bournemouth, Omelusu 4-1 to Sporting, Omelusu 2-1 to Brighton, Omelusu 4-0 game to Tottenham, Omelusu 3-3 to Feyenoord, and Omelusu 2-0 to Liverpool. So obviously there are real issues. Our Manchester City team, Josep Guardiola, really has to make some changes in there, and then they start from the subsequent games now. Pep Guardiola. You see, the thing that Pep Guardiola here, Jose Mourinho has done it before, but people were calling him. people were chastising him. But Pep Guardiola has done it. And he tells you, say, for serial winners, when they get to points like this, they always want to remind people of how good they are. And it's not just Mourinho Arcano, it's the issue of Pep Guardiola as well. On the other side, in the Spanish La Liga, some huge stuff did go on in there. I saw a little picture from, I think, Bleacher Report, and I love it. I think that's the picture I want to start a conversation with in the Spanish La Liga. No? A picture, Hansi Flick, Agent Hodom, Nechino, Abrantia, coach, your friend, Carlo Ancelotti, a creepy up on him. It's from Bleacher Report, because then on the Spanish La Liga table, no, it is Barca 34 points, Real Madrid 33 points, Atletico Madrid 32 points. It means that Madrid have one game in hand, the Marin feed that game against Valencia, and then almost share one game, you know, and then on the table as stands now, just 1 point in there. And now that loss of Barcelona against Tima, your friend on Las Palmas, unexpected, because all of us never really expected Barca to lose against Las Palmas. Barca has always played well against Las Palmas. They consistently win. But in the lack of balance, and I said in midweek, Hansi Flick was good at getting the balance against that Brestois. But then coming home against Las Palmas again, Hansi Flick messed it up with him. And he didn't have that balance that we expected Hansi Flick to have. And then we expected him to control games and play well and stuff like that. So we didn't see all of those things from coach Efreni Hansi Flick. And it really did affect the team. And the absence of Abrantia Efreni and Marc Casado was a huge one for Hansi Flick, who was the replacement. And after the game, you can tell, the pivot of Hansi Flick, of Casado and Abrantia Efreni Pedri is one that you don't have to touch. Frankie de Jong now stands now a second fiddle to that pivot, and you just cannot touch it. The absence of Casado was a big deal. Again, O'Shea game now, still Danny Olmo was out, but then he played Abrantia Efreni, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski. The balance was lacking in the middle of the pack. At the back also, when Alejandro Mari got injured, now it means that the width had to be kept by Abrantia Efreni, Lamine Yamal consistently. He needed that support up top. He wasn't getting in a defensive job. Also wasn't really up to speed over there for Tima, your friend FC Barcelona. And today, Madrid had a chance to go on and then get a job done. That was Spanish La Liga. And Madrid went there and then made the job simple. Crap. And Madrid, they went in there and then smashed our opponents now to make sure that everything went well. Of course, Kylian Mbappe was in there, played some excellent stuff. For FC Madrid. Madrid for himself. Although more injuries, they need to get a job coming. 6 games left to play for Team Efreni Real Madrid in 2024. Athletic Bilbao away, Girona away, Atalanta away, Rayo Vallecano away, then Intercontinental Cup and Sevilla. Those are the games that have to go on for Team Efreni Real Madrid. We'll talk about the things that Brent Efreni, Carlo Ancelotti said after the game. But then Madrid was spot on in today's game. Dani Ceballos spoke up to the media also, but it was an excellent game from Team your friend Real Madrid, and they know, say they just need to keep on going, they need to keep on winning. And the match number one, Kylian Mbappe was the man of the match. And I like the fact that again, Carlo Ancelotti is beginning to realize that it's important to have Abrantia, your friend other goalie in and around the team, because of the deep line creative passer. Also, because of what happened in team, and then Abrantia friend Federico Valverde was able to move into midfield, and obviously Federico area FIFA means that there's going to be some midfield solidity and a balance with FIFA from Team Efreni Real Madrid. And 2-0 for me, a classic example of what Madrid to have. Courtois back in the game. Lucas Vazquez at right back. Very good centre back pair. Now Abrantia Efreni, Raúl Asensio seem to be almost good for Team Efreni Real Madrid consistently. They seem to be playing very well. On the Abrantia Efreni, Antonio Rudiger have been playing very, very well. On the other side, Fran Garcia played a left back. Federico Valverde, Dani Ceballos, and Jude Bellingham. Of course, Rodrigo Gosh, Kylian Mbappe, and Ibrahim Diaz over there for Team your friend Real Madrid. But then what a game for Abrantia, your friend Jude Bellingham. Now, what this means is that anytime the other Madrid being ball in the middle of the pack, the ball progression job, the first phase of progression, then Abrantia friend Federico Valverde and then Dani Ceballos right in front of the back line. Then ahead of them was Abrantia friend Jude Bellingham to control the tempo of the game in terms of the creative aspect of game. Then of course Mbappe played more centrally, but it came off the left, and then Rodrigo Gosh. Of course, Kylian Mbappe got a goal in that regard for Team Efreni Real Madrid, and then obviously Madrid really grew into the game in the second half. Omoma Bibia, come on. Emma Tima, your friend Real Madrid. So now it's just 1 point off Tima, your friend FC Barcelona. It was Spanish La Liga, and it puts a lot of pressure on Hansi Flick and in the Manutd, and they know saying they need to get results. Obviously, in the English Premier League, the Manchester United echo away. XNFE, of course, the first game under Ruben Amorim, the first game of in the English Premier League, against Sondite, Everton side. I mean, Everton teams are supposed to be very defensively solid. I don't know what happened, but this is a game fairly easy for Manchester United, and he went into it. Sound back three of Manchester United of Nissan Nazari, Matthias De Ligt, and Bentia Freno, Leandro Martinez. It seems to be a very balanced back three because you have everything in there. You have the physicality, although Bentia Freno, Leandro Martinez is short or a nimble or a little bit short and small. No? He's a very good physical player. Same for De Ligt. Any Bentia, your friend Nissan Missouri. Now Missouri is very good on the ball in terms of the passing ability at centre back. It's the same for Abrante Friend De Ligt and same for Abrante Friend Lisandro. So you have the ball playing ability, you have the physicality with Chodom, and also for Abrante Friend Amadou Onana to do the job. Now, one of the things that Ruben Amorim had an issue with in the game away at Ipswich, and he said, time I don't know about Johnny Evans, so we're cheering on him. Now, one of the things he realized is that Abrante Friend Omari Hutchison, ne can won Fiifi on him. That's the main guys to go press up. The issue was that Johnny Evans wasn't backing the press up. He wasn't close to Omari Hutchison. Now that's what Ruben Amorim wants. He wants you to be close. Obviously, the players they are aggressive. Saying name Levico or name Westy Fofana. Aston Villa team. That's what he wanted his team to do. And I think that's exactly what the Licha can do. That's what Abrante Friend Nusa Mazari can do because these guys are athletic. They have the pace to do their job well. And also, the bigger problem has been Casemiro. How close can he go to his opponent? How close can he be to them? Said Robert preventing them from turning around and hitting team friend Manchester City. 2 goals from Abrante Friend, Joshua Zexi, and Abrante Friend, Marcus Rashford in the English Premier League. And obviously, Ruben Amorim, the first 3 points of English Premier League name for him as Manchester United manager. And in the kind of things that he has been doing over there, I think that's a very, very, very good one for Abrante, your friend Ruben Amorim. Obviously, we're speaking about Chelsea already. It was an excellent game from Abrante, from coach your friend Enzo Maresca. He was brilliant on and off the play, the game plan, the tactics, the substitution. I think that was spot on in there. A notable mention, how good Chelsea have been. In recent times, Napoli in the Italian Serie A, winning by a goal to 0. Antonio Conte team now looking to bounce back in there and then try and get results in the Italian Serie A. Now it is only the game Florence, the game between Fiorentina and Internazionale Milan, and at the stands now. Abandon match because Abrante Friend Eduardo Bove, Obian Sonny, which is the one who trash here, and then the medics and the team had to wake him away. Into some match had been abandoned as it stands now. I'm return here. I'm saying, no, I could 5 odds code now. That match is in there. It means that some match Niakape, Sarko, Niakape, Benfica against Benfica sharp. Bet you will pay that money even if they don't play that match today. By Gami had much and they'll pay that money into your accounting team. If you stake that bet over there, of course. In the Italian Serie A stands now, Napoli on top of the Italian Serie A, 32 points. Atalanta at a second with 28 points, but 1 game in hand. Atalanta shot will go to 31 points. Inter about 28 points. They were playing against Tima and a friend Fiorentina, but that game has been abandoned as it stands now. And Fiorentina, and so about 13 games, almost 28 points. That's it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. A roundup of everything that's happened in Europe yesterday, today, and all the details near that bell. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Once subscribe to the channel now, subscribe and turn on notification. But until then, we'll see you. Bye-bye.